Hi and welcome to the first of 10 easy guitar chords for beginners. And today we're going to learn the first of these 10 chords, and that is the C major chord, or C. So the first thing you need to do is make sure as a beginner that you're getting the correct technique. And the way you need to do this is by making sure that you have the correct thumb position at the back. And the way I'm doing this is I'm putting my thumb about the middle of the second fret, so not on the first fret, not all the way down here. I'm placing about 3/4 of the way up, or even just touching the top of the middle of the second fret. I'm also making sure this part of my hand is not too far down this way and not too turned in. And you'll find that if you get a nice sweet spot for this position, your chords will be a lot easier. You'll find the chords a lot easier to remember. The muscles, the fingers in the muscles and the fingers will start to stay a lot stronger. So the first chord, as I said, was that we're going to do a C major chord. And the way it works is you have, as you know, the 6 strings. So you have E string, A string, D string, G string, B string, and E string. So lowest is closest to you, and the highest is closest to the ground. And we're going to do the following notes and frets of these various strings. So the A string, which is the 5th string, or the first string in from the lowest point, we're going to go over to the 3rd fret. So 1, 2, 3 here. And make sure when you do this that you, again, keep that thumb in position the whole time, and you have your finger next to the fret line and on its tip. If you have it too far back from the fret line, then it's going to sound like this. Okay, another thing you need to make sure is that you're pushing hard enough. If you don't push hard enough, you will also get. So you want to make sure that you're pushing hard enough. Also, finger on its tip. If you don't have it on its tip, then what happens is you end up blocking strings on the lower points or higher points. And so even though that note might sound, then you're going to block other strings. So finger on its tip. Okay, with that finger, we want to add in the middle finger onto the D string, which is the next string onwards. And we're going to put it onto the 2nd fret. Okay, so this fret here, 1, 2, fret 2 on the D string. Okay, so now we have fret 3 on the A string. We have fret 2 on the D string, and that's with finger 2. Again, making sure your finger is close to the fret line and it's on its tip and pushing hard enough. Thumb in position, not over here, not moving around, don't twist it about. It just makes life very difficult later on. So keep that in position, 2nd finger, 3rd finger. Okay, we've got one more finger to use for this C chord, and that is the 1st finger. Okay, so we have other fingers, we could even use thumbs, but we're not going to. We're going to use the 1st finger, and it's going to go on to the B string, which is not the highest string, not this very, very high string, which is E string, but the next string in the 1st fret. Okay, again, making sure your finger is close to the fret. You can slide it along until you feel that fret position. Finger on its tip. Don't do this where you're blocking that string underneath. Bring your finger around so it's on its tip, pushing hard enough. If you get all of those positions of fingers, 3rd fret on the A string, 2nd fret on the D string, 1st fret on the B string, if you have them all together at the same time, you get the C chord. Another thing you want to make sure is that you're strumming from the correct point. You can use a plectrum, which I have here, plectrum, and you can strum with the plectrum or with your fingers. It doesn't make a difference, but as long as you make sure that when you're strumming this chord, you're strumming from the A string. It's important that you get the bass of that chord coming through, that it resonates as you're playing, so you get a nice warmth. Now, if I don't strum from that string, say I strum from another string, the G string, I still get the chord, but it's thinner. If I strum from the low E string, which is even lower than the string that we're meant to strum from, I'm going to get, again, the correct chord, which is C, but just this overtones, too many bass overtones that sound like this. So it's too much. So we want a clear, clean sounding C major. That's each note broken into arpeggiated points. And if I play it strumming quickly, that's my C chord. Okay, so once again, 3rd fret on the A string, 2nd fret on the D string, 1st fret on the B string, and that is the C major chord. I want you to start looking for smaller shapes inside the chord as well. This will help you in more advanced chords, and it's important to look for these things now. For example, the 3rd and 2nd finger create a diagonal looking position here. Okay, you can use that for other chords in the future as well, and the same with this 2nd and 1st finger. They create some kind of positioning diagonal between each other. Okay, and if you wanted to look for it, the 3rd and 1st finger, that also has a kind of shape to it. So looking at all of these shapes within inside the C major as well. So C major, C, and its various shape points. And that a really good way of learning a chord and strengthening that chord is by looking at the smaller parts, getting them strong. So go, okay, I'm going to work on just making sure these 2 fingers come down together, 3rd and 2nd. And I'm going to work on making sure the 2nd and 1st fingers come down together. And then I'm going to put them all down together at the same time. Okay, so let's just strum 8 beats of C major. If you can hear buzzing or if certain strings aren't sounding, don't worry. These chords take time to build into your muscles, and after a small period of time, you'll start to see that the buzzes just disappear and you get a really nice sounding C chord. So I'll count you in, and then we'll do 8 strums of this C. So 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, I hope you enjoyed this lesson, and I will hopefully see you very soon for another lesson on easy guitar chords.